Riggins, better get that light on. Oh. Riggins just now turned on the neon moon that says acetj.tv.
That reminds me.
Oh.
I got to turn my light on here. So my face will look green. But it looking white.
Yeah. You looking like an alien.
Always.
You looking like a boss set up in here. What's wrong with you, Alexis?
Nothing.
Good to have you back.
Thank you.
Rob, what time is Alexis's welcome back cake going to be here?
I'll check on it.
Okay.
I like that. I need a welcome back cake every Monday.
Well, this one's going to be huge. You'll be able to eat on it all the way until you start your diet back.
Nice.
Riggins, you went and dyed the Easter eggs this weekend?
Yeah, did a little Easter egg dyeing. That was fun. I haven't done that in a long time.
Your little nephews and niece?
Yeah, one nephew, one niece.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it was fun.
The others are in Atlanta, so.
Yeah. I hadn't done that in a long time, but it's not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. I don't even remember. What do you do?
Did you think Easter egg dyeing was difficult?
I don't know. I didn't recall ever doing it, but I know we did.
What did she say when you said, what do you do?
She goes, it's a pack. You put the dye in the cup and you dip the egg and then you're done. I mean, it's not rocket science. I was, okay, all right. So why'd you need, well, because I was confused why she needed me.
She just wanted you to be a part of it.
Yeah, I guess
What do you guys do with the eggs after they're done?
you go and hide them on the night before Easter, and then the kids wake up like Christmas, and they go and hunt for the eggs.
And they're hard-boiled eggs?
They're hard-boiled eggs.
So what if they don't find all of
It's
them?
happened.
Ugh.
Yeah, you end up a year later, you find an egg behind.
It's not good.
But you have the cartons, so we always place them back in the empty egg carton, so you know if you found them all. But sometimes, it has happened.
Yeah, but that's one of those things you learn as a parent. You try to let's remember where we put all these eggs.
I never call them hard-boiled eggs. I just call them boiled eggs. If they're soft-boiled, that's where I throw the modifier on there with them.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think I call them hard-boiled.
But I don't think I've ever had a soft-boiled egg either.
Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah, but I don't like a boiled egg white. That's the thing.
Yeah, this is soft. I mean, obviously it's in the name. But if you like a fried egg, you would like a soft-boiled egg. It's
What about a
delicious.
poached?
Yeah, if you like a poached egg, you'd like a soft-boiled egg.
Do you season the water to poach an egg? I would.
You can put salt and like vinegar in it to keep it together, but I don't know that it seasons
I put
actually.
some Tonys in there, maybe chop up some jalapenos.
Sure.
Get that water all
It's a great idea.
seasoned up.
Yeah. It's a great idea.
Some crab boil, I put that in there with it.
Interesting.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
No.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
eat
you're
I like the boiled white parts of the eggs. I like that in potato salad. But I do not like the yolk in any way, shape, or form. I can't do it.
So do you make your own? Do you make potato salad, or how can you find it without the yolk in it?
No, usually I get it when other people have it, but I like separate the white parts of that egg, and that's the part I eat with the potato, even though it all has the yolk mixed into it. But
That's the least.
I can't bite into like soft. Ugh, I can't do it. It's gross. It's like squishy and gritty. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you would hate watching me eat my little breakfast taco every morning when I bite into it and the yolk runs out the other end.
Oh no.
See, that sounds delicious. That sounds fantastic.
Now trending on the Ace and TJ Show.
All right, so a lot of sports things are trending this morning. First, the top trending topic is Roman, and that's a reference to last night's WrestleMania main event. Roman Reigns defeats Cody Rhodes in a surprising turn of events. So you'll see Vince trending below that. He is the sort of the figurehead of the WWE, who is also trending because they say he's too involved with WrestleMania and that the ownership might change hands to starting today. No one's really sure.
There are rumors that they're selling for about $9.6 billion.
Really?
It was supposed to be the Saudis a while back, but the hottest rumor now is that it's the people that own UFC.
Right.
The parent company that owns UFC.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that all shakes out. Last night was or yesterday afternoon, I should say, was the Women's Championship college basketball. A lot of excitement around that game. For the first time that I remember seeing in a long time. I mean, Caitlin Clark is the breakout star of women's
Let me tell you what.
basketball from Iowa.
One of the now I'm partial because I'm an LSU graduate, but one of the best played women's college basketball games and college basketball games. At one point, both teams were shooting almost 60%. That's how good they played. What was the final? Was they scored more points than at 102-87 or 102-90, something like that? Both teams were playing at a really high level. It was very fun to watch, very exciting.
And there are accusations of racism because of something that happened. Caitlin Clark, the player from Iowa, had taunted another player in a previous game, and then a young woman from Louisiana, LSU, did the same thing to her, and people said it was classless and things like that. And they said, well, you didn't say anything when Caitlin Clark did that same move, but then people pointed out, well, the woman from LSU was chasing her around the court for a long time doing it. So I don't know. I mean, it was a wild time. So that is being discussed right now.
And some people were saying
racism.
that the referees were racist, calling all of the flagrant, just calling fouls on Iowa that weren't really fouls, and calling a technical on their best player for no reason, pretty much. And everything starts flying around as accusations of racism now.
Yeah, but none of that stuff even affected the. There may have been something that took place that I didn't catch, but Caitlin Clark, if you don't know, who is white, did the "you can't see me" hand gesture the previous game to a player who had apparently said something about her specifically, like she's not that good or something like that, and she lit him up for like 43 points and set a record. And as she looked at her, she kind of did "you can't see me" to her. Then Angel Reese for LSU was following her around doing that and said, when you disrespect us like that, but nobody could come up with what Caitlin Clark had said to be disrespectful. That's where people said it's poor sportsmanship, that it was. So it makes them two very different scenarios. You have to wait and see. And again, I'm an LSU fan. I was happy to see it. The one that doesn't bother me, when you hit a shot that big in a game that big and then point to your finger like Joe Burrow did, like we're going to put a ring on this finger, I have no problem with that because she's telling her teammates, hey, this is it. We're going to get a ring. And they were saying that was classless too. No, it wasn't. That was to her teammates. It's fine.
Yeah, and you never know what the coaches will pick out and start pounding into their players' heads to get them motivated. Because, Kim Mulkey, the coach of the LSU team, could have said, you see what she's doing there? Doing, you can't see me, you can't see me. She shows just about that amount of respect for us. That's about how much respect she's going to have for us to get them fired up and get them, motivated to go win.
Great point.
And then the other point, I think is the most important, is that this is why girls don't need to be playing sports.
Oh my God.
Man, dude, that game they played great yesterday. They were great playing.
Get back in your home ec classes.
One more note, not to belabor the point, but you want to talk about somebody they talk about people who are winners. Kim Mulkey won a state championship in high school, a national championship in college, a gold medal, and this is her fourth national championship as a head coach. She's the first female head coach to win national championships at two different schools as a head coach. She's won it. Every single thing she's ever done, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, and then now I think this morning they're going to crown her with the gaudiest head coach award.
She does wear some flashy clothes.
And then Drake is trending. He was at J. Cole's Music Festival and then brought out Lil Wayne, so you'll see him trending, which is a big surprise to everybody that bought tickets to go see that. Alexa, did you go to that festival?
No, I've never been to Dreamville.
Oh,
I wanted to go.
I was going to say, I thought you might have been out there, but you weren't. But yeah, those are just a few things that are now trending.
So we've spent about 6-8 weeks now preparing for this very moment. The goal, to change someone's life. We will announce who wins $10,000. Your votes have been counted. All the votes have been counted from the members of the board with Peyton's Promise, our charity. Who will win $10,000 to change their life? It's the finale of the first quarter of the rest of your life. Next.
Ace and TJ.
So this is the Ace and TJ show. Well, a couple of things. One, don't forget to check out our YouTube channel, Ace TJ TV. Every day the show is not currently live, but we'll be back. We did it as kind of an experiment. We're retooling a couple of things and planning to bring it back live in the next couple of weeks as we add on to what's happening. But every day there's something new there, including live today at 11 Eastern. It's TJ and Jody's House, the TJ and Jody's House podcast. You can watch live with TJ and his wife, Jody, at 11 Eastern today. So it's all on our YouTube channel, Ace TJ TV. There's all kinds of stuff that goes up there every single day. So we have a charity, if you don't know, it's called Peyton's Promise. And Peyton's Promise is built to essentially assist those in need directly through a variety of ways. Breaking and entering Christmas every year, where we break into people's homes and deliver the greatest Christmas ever. That's all done through Peyton's Promise and with some incredible sponsors and you, the Ace and TJ Radio family. So for the past few weeks, we've been wanting to change somebody's life forever through a contest called The First Quarter of the Rest of Your Life. The idea being that it was kind of football season and we finished with the Final Four this week, so it kind of carried over the end of football into basketball, kind of a play on words there. But the goal was to give someone $10,000 and have that money change their life forever. Send them on a path to help others, and it's because they deserve it, because they're doing something that is worthy of needing assistance. So you met the Final Four all last week, and over the weekend, everybody had an opportunity to vote. And the Ace and TJ Radio family votes accounted for one vote, along with the members of the board of directors, some of them with Peyton's Promise, who were involved in the process of delivering the grand prize winner. So for the past few weeks, almost 1,000 people entered this contest. And there is one person who is set to win $10,000 to change her life forever. She is a second grade teacher, currently studying to get her full teacher certification. She works 4 jobs. She drives a bus. She teaches. She tutors. She also works 4 days a week at a Bath and Body Works just to make ends meet. And said the first thing she would do with this money is just put some food in her refrigerator, but would give her some breathing room to go on and do more great things as a teacher throughout the years. So she talked about her love of her kids, the importance of teaching, how special it was to be involved in the classroom with other students. Amanda, are you there?
I am.
Amanda, you just won $10,000.
Oh my God, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so very much.
When Amanda wrote to us, she talked about her extra jobs and what it takes to make ends meet. And she wrote, "Most days my fridge is empty and I go hungry. My car has died and I have no transportation aside from others' generosity." And you told us in the interview last week that you recently had to borrow money from a friend in order to be able to get a car that just barely gets you to and from work, to and from school, and all that stuff. So what does this mean to have $10,000 from Peyton's Promise?
It's absolutely fantastic. Sorry, I don't mean to cry. This is just so wonderful. And it's going to change everything.
In what way? How will it change everything for you?
Just from being able to eat and pay back someone's kindness and just put a good foot forward. This is wonderful.
How will you use this in the classroom? What will you tell your students today? What will you tell people at school? What will you tell them about what has happened here? How will you use this to help them?
I actually just ended up in the ER and showed up Friday after being in the ER for 5 hours. And my kids have been so wonderful. And they're second graders, and they were there for a helping hand. So I want to do something huge and fantastic right before our spring break, or even right when we come back. And I know I have some kids that are underprivileged, that have worn shoes. So even something like that, and just spreading my love to them, it's just wonderful.
So you were in the ER Friday?
I was, yes. Apparently I had pneumonia for quite some time and didn't know it. ended me in the ER, and we had an award assembly, so I didn't want to miss that for the kids. So I went into work right after. But yeah.
Well, we're so glad that this is going to hopefully bring your life a little bit more, less chaotic. Make it a little less chaotic, and it's great to hear that you're talking about using it to help others when you need it so badly yourself, and I guess just is a testament to what kind of person you are.
Thank you guys so much for giving me this opportunity.
Well, thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you for all that you do with not just your students, but all the students there, because I know it takes all the teachers working together to make a great school atmosphere. So we appreciate you very much. Amanda, congratulations. You have won $10,000 from Peyton's Promise. That is fantastic.
Thank you.
Here's what we're going to do. Hang tight a second. We've got to get some information from you. We'll kind of let you know what happens next, and we'll go from there, okay?
Thanks.
All right, hang on.
Ace and TJ. Ace and TJ. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
So a new edition of TJ and Jody's House podcast will be up later today, and it's sponsored by Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture. Whenever you need furniture of any kind, bedroom furniture, living room furniture, it's all at Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture, with the most comfortable mattresses around, with the technology to keep you cool while you sleep, as well as the adjustable beds to make everything perfect for the weight of your body. They have all of that, and plus beautiful sectionals and recliners and all the bedroom furniture that you need as well, with the dressers and chests of drawers and side tables, all of it. It's just beautiful. And Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture, they are such experts in what they do. They are part of the show Renovation Hunters on the Outdoor Channel. So you can see a lot of their work featured on that show. So go see them at their website if you want to see what they got before you go to one of their fine locations. You can go to acetj.com/mattress, acetj.com/mattress for Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture. Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
So I didn't get involved in any April Fool's Day stuff. Did y'all have any April Fool's Day pranks played or play any?
Yeah, I had one.
What'd you do?
We were going to a festival with Jay and his food truck, and as we got on the highway, he's like, "Oh, I forgot all the fries at the commissary. We're going to be late." And we all started freaking out. He's like, "April Fools." Oh. So that was it.
There are a couple places, a couple of companies that did some stuff that's kind of fun. In Australia, they pulled what they called an April Fool's Day prank, but then people got upset that it wasn't real. Australian McDonald's teased a new sandwich called the McFry. It's a quarter pounder with French fries stuffed inside. And apparently, people began showing up wanting to know about the McFry because they were into it. And were disappointed to find out, oh, that's not a real thing. Mm-hmm. There was also Stouffer's announced they're now going to be calling their chicken enchiladas Ladas in an attempt to attract more Gen Z customers. And they just decided they were going to change their name to Stofs to save you more time. I did like this one. Is it the whiskey Glenlivet?
Glenlivet. Mm-hmm.
Glenlivet, okay. Announced they were debuting a new boxed whiskey, like boxed wine. You could just keep it at your house in a box, just walk over and pour it. There were some people that were like, well, that actually is kind of cool. I'd love to have that. Yeah. And Fiat said they'd be selling cars with a pasta maker installed in the console. I don't think anybody thought that was real, but it was kind of funny. And Panera Bread tried to convince people that they'd be releasing a Red Bull hot tub.
Oh.
Again, not good. The McFry is pretty witty because you think that could be real. The Red Bull hot tub, not that great.
Ugh.
Yeah.
A little cringy.
But usually that's all it takes to make something good. But it's in a bread bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's going to be a hot tub.
Okay. You didn't say it was a bread bowl.
And I just learned this. So if anybody doesn't know this, it was part of 3 things you need to know today on our app. The CDC is reminding people do not eat raw cookie dough because of a salmonella outbreak linked to flour.
Okay.
You're saying you're not going to heed that warning?
Give me a break. Salmonella and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Well, it's from the CDC. They're saying, like, hey, be careful.
What else has the CDC said? Bunch of nothing.
Don't go outside, wear a mask.
Exactly.
Ace TJ 5G. Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Easter coming up Sunday. If you haven't made plans yet, here's the best thing you could possibly do. I would highly recommend this. Easter brunch at Fahrenheit. It's happening Sunday from 10 until 6. So you got plenty of time to work it in there. For a great price, it's a 4-course meal, and it's a vastly reduced price for kids 12 and under. So it's $55 for adults, $19 for kids 12 and under, and you will be shocked at the amount of food that you're going to get. It's all fantastic. And again, great food, great service, great drinks, and the setting, you can't beat it. 21 stories above the city on South Caldwell, right there by the Spectrum Center. It is gorgeous. And I already checked the weather. No mention of rain in the forecast for Sunday. So it'd be a great time to sit outside at Fahrenheit, 21 stories above the city, and enjoy their spectacular brunch. You do have to make reservations. Call 980-237-6718 to make reservations, or FahrenheitCharlotte.com.
I was thinking about this woman all weekend. I saw this on Friday afternoon. Her name is Danielle Mitchell. She runs a TikTok called Living Transparently. And she's just getting dragged over the coals for this video she posted. I think she was in a Target parking lot with her kid, who's in a stroller, real young kid. And she gets back in her car and she goes, guys, I need to tell you this. I'm shaking. Here's what just happened. I was walking through the parking lot with my kid, and then a guy says, excuse me, ma'am, from 30 feet away. And she says she turns around and yells at him, do not approach women in public. Or in a parking lot. Do not approach women in parking lots. And she said, I just kept screaming it at him over and over and over again. Well, the story went viral. She's being called hysterical, problematic, all these things. She just turned the comments off in the last couple hours or so. But I kind of sympathize with her.
Yeah.
I would never. And I know everybody's going, you don't know, that guy could have just needed help or could have needed to borrow a phone. I sympathize with her. You don't. That just seems like common sense. You don't approach a woman in a parking lot.
But did he approach her? If he, excuse me, ma'am, he might have been saying, like, hey, so that's about to fall out of your purse or anything.
Yeah, she said he was walking toward her. But I saw, I think it was a 60 Minutes or a Dateline NBC or something, when they were interviewing the guy who was the person that they kind of made the movie The Bodyguard about, real life bodyguard. And he said that's one thing that women have to not worry about is how rude they sound. You would rather be rude than dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a great point, though.
She said, I put on my strongest voice possible. I said, do not approach women in parking lots. No, you know. And she's getting labeled as like hysterical. I kind of feel bad for her.
Ace TJ 5G.
Oh, man. I did something Saturday that I've never done before. I just sent you a picture, Riggins. Did you get it? That you can post if you want to.
Yes.
And here's the interesting part about never doing this before. I have two kids. My daughter, who passed away almost 3 years ago, and my son, she was the oldest. She was 3 years older than my son, who's now 20. So one of the few experiences my wife and I have had in the process of having our child that's due in June, this is one of the few experiences that's a first for me and for her at the same time. She's never had kids before. I've had two, so obviously I've been through most of this stuff before. But Saturday, we did a 3D ultrasound. That's one of the coolest things ever. They didn't even have that when my son was born. It just started about 15 years ago or so. It's wild. So because they didn't have that when Aiden was born,
No.
did they, TJ? And then nobody else in here even has kids, so y'all haven't experienced it yet. It's one of the coolest things I have ever seen in my life. And so I sent Reagan the picture. If you want to post it, it's kind of fun. Is it up now? Oh, you just posted it? Okay. So we just put it up on our Facebook page and everything. If you want to go check it out.
Y'all had to put the paper glasses on to be able to see it and all?
Yes. No. It's really cool though. It was neat in that scenario to have an experience that neither one of us have had before, which was, totally different for both of us. But it was super exciting to see the baby's face and to see more than you could normally see. And like I said, I've never seen that before, so I thought it was awesome. So that was the high point of the day on Saturday. Low point, people always keeping you in check. My wife and I, she likes to make TikToks. We post them. And I like to go through the comments for the nasty ones because it makes me laugh. We did this TikTok that says, it starts out, and it's a joke on our age gap relationship. And it's something like, it shows the two of us and it says, when people ask which one is older. Because clearly I am older. I'm 24 years older than her. If you don't know, she's 30. And then it cuts away. It shows me, and I was wearing a wig, saying, oh, but which one of you is older? And that's kind of the joke. And this lady commented on the TikTok to Amanda, I love your TikToks, but your husband acts like a creep. It always acts like his lines are scripted. I'm deleting.
Jeez.
And I was thinking, well, my lines are scripted because you have to say the words that match the copy that goes up. So yeah, it is I'm scripted. She tells me what to say. Here's what you need to say. I said, okay, because my words have to match what she puts up on the screen. Ma'am?
What kind of wig?
It was a long black wig that Amanda had.
Oh. Is that really why you shaved your head? For costuming reasons?
No, I shaved my head just because I was disgusted that they decided to do it.
Be easier to put on wigs.
But what part of the TikTok, your husband acts like a creep? What?
Well, stop being a creep.
I don't know what I'm doing to be a creep.
Is that you that
Easy enough.
posted that, Alexa?
Stop it.
But here's the thing, though, Rob. Thank you, and Alexis. I'm only acting out what she tells me. Like, here's what I need. You need to do this. Okay, cool. I'll do that.
Well, you're giving big creep vibes out.
Because I'm being told to be creep vibes, I guess. I didn't want to say that.
You need to blame Amanda then, not us.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's fair enough. I'll start doing that then. I'll blame Amanda for the creep vibes. Yeah. I love your TikToks, but your husband acts like a creep and always acts like his lines are scripted. Because they are. I'm deleting. Well, delete it. Christy Nelson.
Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a script. Come on. That kind of.
She's deleting the whole app. You made her delete the TikTok app. It was that creepy.
That's how you know you're really creepy.
I'm not just unfollowing. I'm deleting. I might get rid of my phone.
I thought maybe she's deleting us, but I guess she's deleting the entire app. Now that's not creepy.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
A lot of sports stories going on this morning. Lots of stuff to cover. Now trending coming up next.
Hear the Ace and TJ Show anytime at acetj.com. And now you can see the Ace and TJ Show. acetj.tv. How you want, when you want. This is the Ace and TJ Show. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Oh, if you missed it, we had such an incredible moment earlier on the Ace and TJ Show, giving away $10,000 from Peyton's Promise to a lady named Amanda from New Bern, who's a second grade teacher, struggling with life in general, and a lot of stuff going against her right now, but Peyton's Promise hopefully changing her life with $10,000. Thanks to great sponsors like Bradham Brothers, heating, air, and electrical installation and service that you can trust. It's a family business. It's been in business over 50 years. They've served thousands of people, and their ratings are superior. Quality trained products and a level of service that is second to none. Go to BradhamBrothers.com to schedule service or get a free estimate today. That's BRADHAM Brothers.com.
Big news. Hidden Valley Ranch has a new pickle-flavored variety of dressings coming out. So it'll be Hidden Valley Ranch pickle flavor. Ranch.
Pickled flavored ranch.
Ranch.
Pickle Ranch. Ugh, that sounds.
Do you dip
Of
fried
course, some got
pickles in
some
pickle
ranch.
ranch?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it would be pretty good because that's what you dip fried pickles in is ranch.
You got some pickle ranch on your face there.
Yeah. So I guess you could, if you don't want to make, eat the bottled ranch, which is never good as the kind that you mix up yourself. I guess you could just add a little pickle juice into the regular ranch,
I never thought
and it
about
would
that.
taste like that.
It'd be good though.
Yum.
I mean, because they make ranch and wing sauce together now. Why not? Because the fried pickle has really taken off into a staple all over the country now.
Yeah.
They make me thirsty though. Like late into the night, fried pickles will make me thirsty.
Yeah.
Would you dip wings in pickle ranch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That'd be good, right?
See, because I love pickles. If it's dill pickles, I think a person who prefers sweet pickles to dill pickles needs to go to the hospital.
Fair.
I just can't even imagine that. Or if you're in some place where it's a casual place, but they're trying to fancy it up some, and you order a sandwich that's got pickles on it, and they bring it out, and you take a bite, and those pickles are sweet. They ought to have the health department shut it down right there, because obviously you have a bunch of mental patients running this place, and it's not safe. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Bread and butter? I don't think so. No bread and butter pickles,
No.
but I would tear that up.
Yeah, I think that sounds fantastic.
Pickle ranch. Be all over it.
Can I get a side of pickle ranch, please?
And then there are two firefighters in D.C. that are in trouble because they were on their way to an emergency, and then they decided to stop at Chick-fil-A on the way.
On the way to the emergency.
That's the story.
It'd be like that sometimes.
That's the story.
Ace TJ 5G.
Good morning.
Sorry, I was moving the wrong button. That's why that was so loud.
So I'm looking at this picture of the inside of Ace's wife.
Ew.
It's up for everybody.
You're right.
It's
yeah.
up. Everybody can, go to our Instagrams
Yeah.
and whatnot and see a picture of from Ace's wife's insides. That baby already wearing linen
You know it.
and chucking the deuce.
Yeah. There you go. I never thought of it that way. Picture of my wife's insides. Have at it, everybody.
Now trending on the Ace and TJ Show.
All right. Let's get started. What's trending? WrestleMania is the top trending. Ace, did you get to watch WrestleMania at all?
Yeah, I watched all of Saturday night, and then last night I watched probably the first hour or so before I fell asleep, and then I woke up this morning and watched, skipped ahead to the last match. There are a few pieces I haven't seen yet, but I watched some of the highlights.
How long has they been doing 2 nights of WrestleMania?
Just for a couple years.
Okay, that's a newer thing.
Yeah. No.
Alexis is one of her best friends is at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he was there for both days. He was sending me like clips and stuff.
I mean, they sold it out. It's a back-to-back night to sell out. Over 78,000 people both nights.
What's it cost to get into 2 nights of WrestleMania? Is that hundreds?
I didn't ask him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
depending on where your seats are, it could be hundreds.
Wow,
Well, depending on where your seats are, it could be thousands.
really?
Because I know when my son and I went to WrestleMania 30, this was 39, WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans, we had good seats, and they were probably like about $80, $90 a piece. We had good seats, not great. But people had great seats where they took the seats home, and those were like $2,000 a seat.
Wow. Take the seat
You
home
had to
with
take
you.
the chair home with you. Yeah, it had special stuff on it. So, yeah, it can be very expensive.
That's wild. Another sports story. Last night was the women's championship college basketball. LSU defeating Iowa. And a lot of people are still talking about it this morning. I mean, it was an exciting time for women's basketball, I would say, because great game, high scoring game. Now there's accusations of racism getting out there. So, listen, it was thrilling.
That's from the South Carolina coach, though. Not anything to do with this game.
Well, no,
except for the refs being accused of being racist?
No, some people are saying that they're the people saying stuff about the LSU player who's black doing the same thing that the Iowa player did in an earlier game who's white, that they're saying it's racist. But you're comparing apples to oranges. It's not the same situation, which is part of the problem.
Yeah. But obviously people are talking. And then tonight is the men's championship. Start 9:20 Eastern?
9:20 is tip-off.
That's late.
UConn and San Diego State, 9:20.
So the women's game is like 3 Eastern. And then the men's game is at 9:20.
Because they have to do this hour thing before it because they know people will stay to watch the end of the game, which I hate. Why does this thing not start at 8:15?
I mean, that's crazy, 9:20.
I just hate it. I really do hate it.
So that's going to be San Diego State and
UConn. Yeah, UConn blew out, I forgot who they played Saturday. San Diego State won on a last-second shot. It was just a phenomenal game all the way through. San Diego State, Florida Atlantic was great.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Very exciting.
And then today, I don't know who this is really for. I would imagine one person in particular. But today is National Find a Rainbow Day.
Ooh.
So I don't see Ace or TJ going out to find a rainbow, but
I love a rainbow.
I could picture Alexis going on the hunt for a light arc.
It's got to be a real rainbow.
I believe
It can't be a bumper sticker of one or all that, because I could find one pretty easily that way.
That's true.
A rainbow has also very strong biblical symbolic meaning because God told Noah that he would have a rainbow to always show that he was going to take care of us.
Mm-hmm. Really? A lot of people don't know that Noah and the animals survived on the ark by eating Skittles.
Yep.
True.
Mm-hmm. And that's where Taste the Rainbow
Lucky
came
Charms.
from.
There you go. I do find it fun still when you see a rainbow. Like after it rains, but I don't know how you would go find a rainbow. It kind of just has to happen, right?
Yeah. Rainbows often appear after it rains and the clouds have cleared.
I always thought that's why they call it a rainbow.
Yeah, I guess so.
One of the most disgusting candies in the history of the world is that rainbow coconut crap. You know, it's a little piece of chewy coconut candy it's colored like the rainbow. It was always nasty.
I don't like the sound of that. I think I'd take the Skittles, and I don't even like Skittles. But those are a few things that are now trending.
Okay, so there's a guy who has a little bit of a problem. He was a stay-at-home dad. Now he's not a stay-at-home dad, but he's not being able to live his best life. Or he doesn't think so. Maybe you'll have a different opinion. We'll find out coming up next.
Get more Ace and TJ than ever before.
Wait a minute.
At acetj.com or acetj.tv, you can hear and see the Ace and TJ show anytime you want. More Ace and TJ is coming up. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
If you got a business you need to advertise, then you need Ace TJ Media to help you make it happen. So all you got to do is go to acetjmedia.com to get started. acetjmedia.com. Let's get started.
Okay, I'm about to declare war on somebody on TikTok now because I just found out something. So remember a minute ago I told y'all that this lady went on and posted a thing on one of the TikToks that I made with the man over the weekend that said your husband is not a good actor and he looks all scripted. I found that lady has posted now under 2 other videos that were also the same thing. You need to make videos without your husband. He's not a good actor. And he makes it all look like it's scripted. Delete. She's posted that in 2 other places. This lady really hates me for some reason. And I don't know who she is. I don't have a clue who she is.
Ex-girlfriend?
But it is scripted because it's like you're acting. It's a TikTok. And a lot of times there's what do you call it? There are words that go along with it that you have to say what's on the screen so it makes sense so people can follow along with the whole thing.
But could you do a better job in not making it look not scripted? Like
Maybe your
sell it a
acting
little
is
bit
just
better.
really not that great.
Yeah.
Or maybe this lady doesn't know what good acting is.
Oh.
I thought y'all lip synced all that stuff.
Sometimes, yeah. That's what I'm saying. But I don't know who this lady is, but now that's 3, and I haven't gone through any more. I found it on 3 others. or two others plus the original one that I told y'all about earlier. You need to make videos without your husband. What, Rob? What are you about to say, Rob?
What if it's like Helen Mirren? She knows about acting.
It's not Helen Mirren.
You don't know that.
I do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, thank you, Rob.
Could be Glenn Closer.
Yep.
It's some lady named Christy.
I can't think of any famous Christies. Sorry.
You mean what, Alexis?
Constructive criticism.
Is that constructive criticism?
It could be. It's all about how you receive it.
Yeah. Your husband, you make videos without your husband. He's not a good actor and he makes it all look scripted. Delete. Is that constructive criticism? Constructive criticism would be saying, here's something you could try to make it even better. That's called constructive criticism.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and I
that's
think
fake.
you would receive it way better. You'd have a much better reaction to
I
it.
would absolutely have a much better
Who
reaction
the
to
F
it.
does she think she is?
I'm fine with
Telling
that.
me.
I don't mind it. Well, that's
Telling
true.
me.
I'm a professional, but whatever.
Oh, a professional actor.
Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
The Ace and TJ app is possible thanks to our friends from Papa John's Pizza. You can order online right now, papajohns.com, or right from within the free Ace and TJ app. Just head over to your smartphone's app store and download it today. papajohns.com.
papajohns.com. There is there's an email that we received, I'm sorry, not an email, a DM. And it's a little bit strange. Haven't heard a situation like this, so pay attention pretty closely, please. That's all I'm asking. This says, I'm back at work after being a stay-at-home dad for the past 10 years. I work in the public school system, and I earn less than $35,000 a year. My wife works at a big company and makes about $150,000 a year. I understand we have debt and I'm willing to contribute, but she keeps my entire paycheck. I know she works hard and provides for our family, but I'm not happy. I don't plan to leave, but without my own money, I don't even have the option to plan for the future. How can I convince her to allow me the money I earn while assuring her that I'll help pay down our debt? Now, I know a lot of couples through the years have used they would use the husband's salary for all of their, living expenses and all of that, and be able to take the woman's salary, which was a significant amount less, and just put it in savings and investment every week or every month or whenever. My mom worked with several teachers who were like that. Their husbands were, attorneys and stuff like that, and so they were teachers, and they would take their teacher salary and just put it in the bank every month when they would get it.
Very smart way to do it.
So I'm guessing that this is what this situation is. The wife, though, is the one that makes more money, and so the husband is the one saying that he would like a little of his paycheck instead of having to turn it completely over to her every month. If he's in the school system, I'm guessing he gets paid it once a month.
But I don't get it. Wouldn't they be working together at all times? If you have debt and the focal point is paying down your debt, what does he mean he needs his own money?
And what kind of future is he planning for?
Yeah, that was going to be my next question.
Like what option in the future is he talking about?
Shouldn't they be working there should always be working together. So here's
Yeah.
our plan. We're going to do this.
Right. I don't know. See, again, I don't believe in married people having different money to begin with. Your money and his money and my money and their money. And and I'm not saying it doesn't work for some people, because I know it does. I know people that have it that way and it works for them. But just, I don't get that as far as my outlook on things. I mean, my paycheck gets taken by my wife. Every bit of it does. Mm-hmm. And she handles it. So that would be like if she went to work and got a part-time job to help out, and I said, bring me your paycheck every week. That's mine. And I'll do with it what we need to do in the family.
I would think this guy's approach is flawed. He's looking at it the wrong way. Because they should be looking at what the two of them are doing together for their future, planning for their future together as a couple and a family.
Yeah. What do you think, Regan?
I think it's weird to have that separation like that when you get married.
But the fact that she is taking his entire paycheck, that doesn't matter.
No.
Alexis?
I wouldn't want someone taking my entire paycheck.
Really?
No, I will give you part of it, and we can put that into a shared account, but I still want to have my own separate money.
Mm-hmm. Even though you're married and you both built debt together.
Yeah, that's why we contribute. We have one shared account. Well, we both contribute to that.
Yeah.
So you want there's a shared account that you each put so much into, and then you each keep your own separate money.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
And it's
sure.
in different accounts. Like you'd have 3 accounts total as a family.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you doing with that money?
With what money?
Well, you said I got to have my own money. What are you
Like
doing
if
with
I want to
that?
go grab a coffee, if I want to go shopping.
Yeah, but if you
things like
got
that.
all money together, you can do that.
I still want my own account, my own money.
She don't want nobody tracking
Exactly. I don't want no one looking at what I'm spending.
Yeah.
it. She wants some walking around money.
Okay. So what do you think? Do you think that it's the right thing to do because the family has debt and his salary is so much lower than hers is that his entire paycheck should go toward building or bringing down their debt? Or should he be allowed to keep part of his paycheck so he can, whatever he said, have options for the future? See, that's the part that I don't like so much. What is your future? At least Alexis just wants some coffee. It doesn't sound like she's planning on leaving.
Right.
So
She's just planning to get a cappuccino on Tuesday.
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
I don't want him asking why I had 2 pumps of agave, whatever.
Or if I want some chili cheese fries from Sonic. I don't want no one having to check up on me on that.
Right. Okay, so send us a DM or a comment on our social medias at the Ace TJ Show. Let's go.
From the Calitrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
So you've got a company, and one of the first things people notice the minute they open the door is how clean it is. Plus, you want to keep it clean for your employees, for the betterment of your own company. It's one of the most important things you can do. So if you're the decision maker at your company or in your building, here's what you do. Go to acetj.com/clean. That's where you're going to find the very best commercial cleaners in the area. It's the Johnson Group. Since 2004, sisters Katie and Emily have only done commercial cleaning, and they do it so well, they take care of all of the YMCAs in Charlotte, High Point, and Gastonia. They take care of the offices over Bank of America Stadium. They take care of Optimist Hall. They take care of over 15 million square feet of office and medical building space every single month. They are the very best. Their attention to detail is second to none. And what helps is the fact that you are dealing with Katie and Emily the entire time as the owner. So there's no miscommunication as to what your needs are and how they're going to be accomplished. All you've got to do is go to acetj.com/clean. That's acetj.com/clean to find out more about the Johnson Group.
This story came out of a few days ago of a woman in North Carolina who was looking on some estate sale online, and she bought a purse, an old bag, for $1. And then when she got it, she started looking at it more closely and said, you know what, this may be worth something. And she called the site, is it Rago Auctions? And they said that it was a Cartier 1920s Art Deco multi-gem and enamel handbag. Suggested that she go to take it to a jeweler Took it to a jeweler. The jeweler looked at it and said, okay, there are 12, I think they said 12 real diamonds on this bag. So the bag that she paid $1 for ended up, all in all, being over $9,000.
Wow.
Wow, it's a come up.
That's the great deal.
It's ugly.
It sounds ugly.
Art Deco.
Art Deco.
Yeah.
What?
Ugh.
I know.
Those are
But
two
that's
words
what-
that typically when I hear Art Deco, I automatically think, probably not going to be my thing.
That's what I always say, though, about these things, that when you come across something like that, people who won't sell it, you're like, oh, no, I'm not going to. I know it's worth way more than I paid $1 for it. And, it's now I can get over 9,000. No, I'm not going to sell it. Like people do with baseball cards and stuff. Well, you want to hang on to it. It's a collector's item. Like, you know what I'd rather hang on to? Money.
Yeah.
I need the money. So I'd be selling that so fast. And I think she did sell it.
Yeah.
But I'm not hanging on to that. Probably got bugs in it and everything.
Yeah.
So old. 1920s.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got a bunch of stuff in it.
Mothballs.
Yeah, a bunch of old 1920 something birth control.
Yeah, that's what I was
Ew.
thinking.
Why would it have birth
That's just
control in
what
it?
women carry in their purse.
Yeah, like feminine products from the
Mm-hmm.
20s.
Yeah. No thanks.
No.
Now, if you want to sell those items individually, go, oh, and I found this birth control from 1920.
What do you give me for it?
Yeah. Have to get $5.
It's a leech.
Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
Make sure you're checking out all of our YouTube stuff, acetj.tv or acetj.tv on YouTube. Doesn't matter how you go. All kinds of big-time stuff up there. You'll see. Today will be a new TJ and Jody's House video or podcast. If I feel like fooling with her today, which I may not. I ain't always got patience for her. Oh, that business. But there is a guy who says that he quit his job to become a stay-at-home dad when he and his wife had kids, because she's the breadwinner. She works at a big company, and he has recently gone back to work because they have some debt, and they thought it'd be better if he goes back to work. The kids are a little older now. And he says that she takes every bit of his paycheck, and he doesn't think that seems fair, that she should take every bit of it. So we're asking your opinion on that. Virginia said they should both be saving for their future and working hard to pay off that debt. If he doesn't think there'll be a we, but a me later, he needs to be a man and ask her for a divorce, but expect to take his portion of the debt with him. Okay, well, you could look at it that way, but I mean, you got a guy here who gave up his career to be a stay-at-home dad, to do what's best for their family. He had a career, he gave it up, and now he's having to start over at a low-paying job just to, try to help with stuff. So how much of the debt would he take away with him for making about $35,000 a year? How much debt does he walk away with?
Well, he probably walks away with half. But if she makes a lot more money than
Yeah.
him, he probably would walk away with alimony.
I say stick it to her.
Take her to the cleaners.
Exactly. I mean, he gave up everything. He gave up his identity. He gave up, being, she's the one that got to go out and live an adult life, be around people who are stimulating all the time, and gets to be an adult and not have daddy time all the time.
That's it.
So I think he deserves it. He deserves, if they're going to split up, he deserves for her to really contribute to keeping him in the life to which he is accustomed. I honestly think that.
She
This lady
makes,
said,
they got a divorce. And she makes $150 and he makes $35. Yeah.
He said, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I control the money. My husband will tell me, hey, I need cash. He gets cash. He knows what he can spend from our account. It's pretty easy. This man should get an allowance as well. LOL.
Send an allowance.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's only one thing, and I went back and looked at the guy's message to begin with. It says, I'm back at work after being a stay-at-home dad for the past 10 years. I work public school system. I earn less than $35,000. When I downloaded that, it somehow switched the sexes of the person writing. It was a wife who was writing
Aha.
about that. So, yeah. I'm sorry.
Wow.
And I guess, yeah. Then she should get an allowance. That would make sense. If they're working on paying down the debt, it doesn't make any difference whether it's a guy or a woman.
Yeah, they need to work together to figure out what's the best way to use their money.
Right. Like that ever happens.
Who handles your parents' money, Riggins? I'm just curious.
I have no idea.
Okay. Oh, you don't know how it works for them. I was I was curious.
I'm assuming my mom.
Well, I assume because your dad traveled so much when he was on the road that your mom probably handled everything because he was gone, like he'd be gone to Germany for a week.
Yeah.
Bills might be due or whatever,
Yeah,
But still, here's the thing that I was that is curious about whether it is a guy or whether it's a woman. Doesn't matter. The line about I don't plan to leave, but without my own money, I don't even have the option to plan for the future. So that clearly says I'm keeping my options open for the future of being able to be on my own and leave this marriage.
Yeah.
Right?
To me, I agree. She's clearly saying, I am still considering that this doesn't work out. I need to know how much money I'm going to have so I can go when I want to.
Yeah. So she just is looking to be able to spend money, a little bit here or there on the things that women like. Like Alexis said, coffee earlier. If she just wanted to be able to get coffee, or if she wanted to get, ponytail holders or leggings and lemon pound cake, all the things that women love.
Yeah, lemon pound cake.
Is just spend it on that. But she's actually saying, plan for my future. That's what's problematic. So now she gets no money. If I'm him,
Man,
I'm like, you get no money now.
she can't go out and get some
You
lemon pound cake. Come on.
Plan for the future of you walking around craving lemon pound cake because you're not getting any of this household money to buy it. I'll tell you that right now.
Screwed up.
Your days of living in luxury with all the lemon pound cake you want are over.
Those days have come and gone.
Long
lady.
gone. Get out.
You buy a lot of lemon pound cake, Alexis?
Yeah, I love lemon pound cake.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
All right, there are two sore losers in this room right now. Sore losers. And how do we know? With the exact science of the zodiac sign.
Uh-oh.
So who are the two sore losers in this room according to their zodiac signs? We'll tell you next.
The Ace and TJ Show 5G app is sponsored by Papa John's. Order now on our app, the Papa John's app, or papajohns.com.
From the dressers to the mattress and box springs, all of that. Living room furniture, they've got that. Everything's beautiful. Go to acetj.com/mattress to check it all out. And it's Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture. Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
We had such a great moment on the Ace and TJ show this morning. For a long time now, for about 6 weeks or so, we've been working on the first quarter of the rest of your life. And this morning, we announced our winner of $10,000 from our charity, Peyton's Promise. She's a second grade teacher. She works 3 extra jobs. She drives a bus, teaches second grade, tutors, and then works at Bath and Body Works just to make ends meet. And she wrote and said, most days my fridge is empty and I go hungry. My car has died. I have no transportation. She was able to get transportation by borrowing money from a friend to get this raggedy little car that she has right now. And she lives in New Bern. Her name is Amanda, and her reaction finding out she won the $10,000 is the most heartwarming thing you'll hear all day. Amanda, you just won $10,000.
Oh my God, thank you.
Congratulations.
That's absolutely fantastic. Sorry, I don't mean to cry. This is just so wonderful. And it's going to change everything. Just from being able to like eat and pay back someone's kindness. You know, I actually just ended up in the ER and showed up Friday after being in the ER for 5 hours. And my kids have been so wonderful. And they're second graders and they were there for a helping hand. So I want to do something huge and fantastic right before our spring break or even right when we come back. And I know I have some kids that are underprivileged that have worn shoes. So even something like that and just spreading my love to them.
Even in this moment, she's thinking about things she can do for the kids that she teaches who need a little bit more help than she feels like she needs. So that's Amanda. She just won $10,000 from our charity, Peyton's Promise. We talk about Peyton's Promise and the different things that we do. That's a big one. It's the first time we've ever done anything like that, and we were only able to do it because you got so involved with pedaling for Peyton back in October. We raised $57,000. We used that money to have two huge breaking and entering Christmases last year, and then now to do something like this. Get ready, because we'll be making some announcements Thursday night at our special live show, our 25th anniversary celebration in Charlotte, about the next big thing, and it's big, from Peyton's Promise with the Ace and TJ Show.
Ace TJ 5G.
Well, look at this. Doing the thing. That's what we're doing. Doing the thing. Why are you looking at me like that?
'Cause
Huh?
I feel like it.
Why are you squinting?
I can't see anything.
Close your eyes before you bleed to death.
You need to have your eyes checked?
No.
You have pretty good eyesight,
Just in a
Alexis?
haze.
Just not.
You just woozy.
I'm woozy.
She got something
Well,
going
it's
on.
Monday.
She woozy.
It's Monday.
She's
You know how
woozy.
she is on every Monday. She's always kind of, not feeling it on Mondays.
If I do this, will it help?
What is that?
That's not annoying, is it?
No, it's like fresh rolls,
Don't say it makes me feel like I'm about to eat something. That's, yeah.
Okay.
hot rolls.
All right.
But wouldn't hot rolls be awesome right now?
Oh, some butter.
My rolls are hot. Rob, will you make the air conditioner kick on, please? I got hot rolls in here.
Let's see what's trending.
Now trending on the Ace and TJ Show.
So I think this is probably the last time I get to talk about it, but the Gwyneth Paltrow ski trial ended last week, and 30 million people tuned in to watch that.
Really?
30 million people, according to Variety. So, I don't know, there's something fun about seeing a celebrity in a courtroom.
Is that a variety of places, total 30 million?
I'm sure.
Okay.
And after the fact, watching
Yeah.
clips on YouTube and all that. But yeah, people wanted to see it. Gwyneth Paltrow, she won $1. She was found, not to be liable for that ski accident that happened on the mountain where that doctor crashed into her. And she thought at the beginning it was a sexual assault because he was behind her and groaning and moaning and so weird.
Yeah. He came off as a real weirdo in that whole deal.
So odd.
Yeah.
But 30 million people tuned in to watch that. Love that. I don't know. McDonald's has temporarily shut its U.S. offices. It's headquartered in Chicago. And they believe that massive layoffs are coming for McDonald's. Corporate layoffs, probably not. Most McDonald's locations are, franchisees. But they think it's part of a restructuring program, and they think they're going to lay off a bunch of people from McDonald's corporate. So I know they've informed people that work at the company, don't plan any of your meetings at the headquarters through Wednesday, because they want people to work from home, because I guess it's easier to let people go when they're not in the office.
Yeah, you just shut off their access to everything and you're done.
So I don't know what that means. I mean, it's obviously a massive company. What does that mean? There's trouble on the horizon for, the entire economy. I don't know.
I hope Ronald doesn't get canned.
Didn't he already get canned?
Do they not use Ronald McDonald anymore?
I think they've shied away from the clown
Really?
in a lot of places because there's just like this anti-clown sentiment.
Even in the Ronald McDonald House, that's for sick children.
He's still the Ronald McDonald House, but I mean, think about it. Like you rarely see Ronald get, pulled out for public appearances. He was like iconic, for a long, long time. But I think the anti-clown sentiment did a number on his image.
That's a shame,
isn't it?
Clowns are too triggering.
Remember, you go outside the McDonald's, they'd have Ronald sitting on the bench, and you go take a picture.
And it was
with him or whatever.
exciting for kids to see Ronald and all that kind of stuff. And Ronald McDonald would come to events, and people got all excited about it.
Yeah, even the
That's
Hamburglar,
sad.
I guess, because he steals things. Like we can't even have the Hamburglar anymore.
Yeah.
Mayor McCheese. Oh, Mayor McCheese, where are you? Yeah, so that's kind of sad. And then everybody's kind of watching to see what happens with the former president, Donald Trump, expected to head out of New York sometime on Tuesday. He's going to do public statements at Mar-a-Lago by Tuesday evening, I guess. So the idea is to keep him out of Manhattan for as long as possible while he gets charged with, crimes. So it's going to be a wild week. There's no doubt about it.
Are these, and I should know this, so I don't remember, are they felonies or misdemeanors?
I think they're felonies, aren't they?
Well, campaign finance, if it's campaign finance, it would be a felony, right?
I think so.
Yeah. It was a case that was brought by the district attorney in New York at one point. They didn't want to pursue it. It was a case that was brought by the state, and they didn't want to pursue it. It was a case brought by the feds, and they didn't want to pursue it until this one DA in New York City decided, I'm going to make this a big deal. Because he got elected on trying to get Donald Trump arrested and put in jail, and so the charges of the non-disclosure agreement thing or trying to I don't know what the official charges are, but those are misdemeanors, and then they have to figure out some way to make it a possible campaign finance violation to turn it into a felony.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's basically Stalinist like tactics that they're conducting, and they're conducting it on all of us, not just Donald Trump. Because if they're showing what they will do if you go against them.
Crazy.
That's what they're doing.
Crazy. So we're going to keep an eye on that all week. There's a guy named Ashley. He's 30 years old. He's a handsome guy. He's got 2 beautiful children, but he's dealing with a problem that no one can relate to. Not one other person on the planet has this problem. And I think you're going to sympathize with him. I'm going to share the story coming up next.
Ace and TJ. Just you and us. This is Ace TJ 5G.
If you're looking for pet care in Lake Norman, Concord, Mooresville, Davidson, Huntersville, or Charlotte, you need to check out our friends over at Fetch Pet Care. They love your pets like you do, and they give you just the best peace of mind. So if you're looking for dog walking, pet sitting, pet transport, and all those other services, their sitters are all background checked, bonded, and insured, and you can even book a free meet and greet with the sitter and your pet to make sure that they are a good fit. You can go to acetj.com/fetch for more information, or you can also give them a call, even though I don't have their phone number on this one. So just go to acetj.com/fetch.
I'm going to have to use them soon.
Yeah, that's really smart. We use them also.
Yeah. And speaking of dogs, so I made a roast chicken for the first time. I was asking TJ, how do you do that on Friday? Because I saw it was on sale. So it was 99 cents a pound. I thought, I can't pass that up. It's a good deal for a chicken. But I was just under the impression it was going to be cut up. Like, it'd have 2 legs, 2 wings, 2 thighs, and 2 breasts in a package. But it wasn't. So I still bought 3 of them. They were all about 4-pound chickens. And I thought, okay, well, he said, just throw it in the oven. I was listening to TJ's advice, and I did that. Let me tell you something. So good. The best thing I've ever made, by far. And all I did was put Tony's on it and butter and something,
Yeah.
But what I didn't expect is that cleaning the thing out, I rinsed it off, which I know a lot of people would say you're not supposed to do. But I rinsed it out in the sink, and I was like, oh, there's something inside the chicken.
The cavity.
Yeah, inside the cavity. So I reached in there, and it's just like loose organs. And I'm assuming it was the gizzards or the heart or something. But guess who was right behind me? That little dog. And I guess he could smell it up from me just opening it up. And I thought, well, he can't eat chicken because it gives him stomach problems. But when am I ever going to have a chicken heart in my hand? And I reached around and threw it down on the floor. Let me tell you something. He ate it like I would eat a Twix bar after 7 beers and, some Delta 8. I mean, just devoured it. And I thought, oh, that's going to give him some problems. But it really didn't. I mean, it was so small. And I think it was the chicken's heart. Now, what purpose does the chicken heart serve? Why do they give you that?
Look, because the same reason, you would want the chicken livers and gizzards and stuff. People eat it, yeah.
Can you make gravy out of it or stock or something? Sure.
Oh, a heart. I'm assuming that was the heart. I shouldn't even say it. I don't know if it was the heart. Some random organ stuck in the middle of the chicken.
Ace TJ 5G.
All right, there's no doubt about it. The best Easter candy is a Reese's egg. Yeah. I love Reese's eggs. It's the perfect chocolate peanut butter. It's not complicated. We know what a Reese's tastes like. We know what a Reese's egg tastes like. It's even better. But there's a guy named Ashley Keene. He's 30 years old. From January until the end of Easter, that's pretty much the entirety of his diet.
Oh, cool.
Reese's eggs.
From January through Easter. So 4 months, all he eats are Reese's eggs?
Yeah, because that's when you can typically get the eggs, right? So around Christmas, you get the tree, the Reese's tree. But starting in January is when the Valentine's Easter egg candy come out. But he really lives on a diet of chocolate, mashed potatoes, and fruit. The fruit being the least consumed of the three, but those are the only 3 things he can consume. Said it's been happening since he was a toddler. He has a food aversion, which I'm always fascinated by, but his manifests itself in a way that he can only stomach mashed potatoes, chocolate peanut butter eggs, and some fruits.
So that's what I wanted to ask. So it's a physical aversion, not a mental or emotional aversion.
Well, he said he's been to the doctor. They've done all the tests. There's nothing. He's in healthy shape. There's nothing wrong with him. So it is a mental.
Okay, so it's
issue, I think.
It's not that if he ate a hamburger, his stomach could handle it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just has the aversion to it. Psychological aversion.
Mm-hmm. But may not be able to handle it since he hasn't had one.
Yeah.
In so long.
Yeah, I mean,
and all
maybe.
that.
Might give him some intestinal issues. But, I mean, at first you're like, oh, great, mashed potatoes and Reese's eggs. I mean, that sounds delicious. But he says he's eaten, hundreds of Reese's eggs in these first 4 months of the year, which it becomes less fun, I think, then.
Yeah.
It's not as fun. We've heard people that can only eat pizza and things like that. But what normal everyday thing do you have a aversion to? Whether it is, a psychological hang up, Tech D Rob, when those kids come by, he avoids people, children specifically, especially ones that are selling lemonade. What kind of aversion do you have? A normal everyday thing. Maybe you can explain it, maybe you can't, but it's affected your life and the ones you love. And it doesn't have to be funny. I'm laughing about it, but it could be serious. It could be a serious hang-up you have. Elevators, escalators, old people. I mean, anything.
Yeah, my grandmother was afraid to step onto an escalator.
I believe older people might be freaked out by them.
And there was nothing wrong with her as far as, her ability to walk or climb stairs or anything. She just couldn't get it to where she would take that step onto the moving staircase.
Just something about the movement threw her off all the time.
I always had to find an elevator.
It's the future, Grandma. Mm-hmm. It's wild. So, Ace and TJ's aversions among us. At the Ace TJ Show, we'll find out yours coming up next.
You're listening to the Ace and TJ Show. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
There is one place where you can do a little bit of everything. Indoors, outdoors, family, romance. They've got it all. That is Gaston County. acetj.com/Gaston is where you go to find out about all of the great things, whether it's hiking trails, Crowder's Mountain, if you're a thrill seeker, the zip lines and all the great things they have at the Whitewater Family Center, at the Whitewater Park. If you're looking for family fun, they've got the Shield Museum. If you're looking for a romantic weekend getaway, they've got that, casinos, and the Ridgeline Craft Beverage Trail, which is just spectacular. The Ridgeline Craft Beverage Trail featured in the latest edition of Ace at Large, which you can see on our YouTube channel. Go to Ace TJ TV on YouTube and find out all about it. But it's 11 different breweries, wineries, and distilleries that wine through Gaston and Cleveland County. 7 of them are in Gaston County. Each is very unique, has its own culture, is its own unique experience. So go watch Ace at Large, figure out where you'd like to go, what kind of mood you're in, and go check some of them out because they are all spectacular. And all the people are super nice. Again, just one of the great things you can do in Gaston County. Go to acetj.com/Gaston. That's acetj.com/Gaston. If you'll go one time and see what all's there, I guarantee you'll find something and think, man, we got to go do that next weekend. acetj.com/Gaston.
So the CDC has come out with a list of the top 10 foods most likely to cause food poisoning. And I don't know if people still take heed to what the CDC says, after the COVID debacle and politicization and all of that. But we'll just focus on the top 5 at first here. Turkey. You figure fowl is always going to be on that list of food poisonous, things that would give you food poison. Onions, ground beef, deli cheese and meat. And the number one thing is bagged salad or other leafy greens.
Yeah.
You always hear about that. And
I didn't know onions off that list.
yeah, I didn't either, but they're saying that these aren't, not to avoid these foods, but if you're going to get food poisoning, these would be the culprits more often than any other foods. Papayas was on the list.
Ooh, I love papaya.
Peaches,
Really?
cantaloupe,
I've never thought of getting
and flour.
food poisoning from peaches or cantaloupe.
And of course, chicken. You like papayas?
I love papayas.
Does anybody else ever eat papayas on the show?
I don't know
either.
I don't know that I've ever had a papaya.
Never.
They're delicious.
How often do you have them, Alexis?
My mom usually will have them, so maybe like once every few months.
Okay. Can white people get them?
I think you guys can get them.
They have them at regular grocery stores and stuff?
They do, and they're in season.
What season are they?
I think summertime. I've seen them at Lidl. They're at Lidl, and I've seen them at Publix.
Oh.
Oh, what does a papaya look like?
It kind of looks like a gourd from the outside. It's like a longish, and then on the inside, it's bright orange with black seeds in it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know what they look like. I just never see them, I guess, because I don't go over into the papaya section of the grocery store because I didn't think we were allowed.
Yeah, you guys can. Tell them I said you can have some.
Okay. Because there's a Publix across the street. I may go over there and when does papaya season start? Is it on the calendar for like May or something?
I don't know, but
Sometime in May?
I'll put it in the calendar for you guys.
Okay. So I'll make sure to go get my papaya license.
Yeah.
Make sure it's okay. But I don't know whether I like papaya or not.
It's delicious. You'll love it.
You think? I don't like mango.
You'll like papaya.
Okay. I trust you.
Ace TJ 5G.
All right, make sure you're watching the Ace and TJ show and all of our great content on YouTube. Just head over to youtube.com/@AceTJTV or just search AceTJTV. Or you can head over to acetj.tv. Check it all out. We got a bunch of great stuff up there. What do you have an aversion to? Ace and TJ's aversions among us. What normal thing do you have an aversion to? Still, one of my favorites ever is Tech D-Rob avoiding the kids that were trying to sell lemonade at his house. And, we're approaching, warmer weather. I mean, it's inevitable. I think they're coming
back.
I think they might come back this year. But what aversion do you have? TJ said his grandmother was terrified to go up an escalator. That's perfect. That's exactly what we're talking about. And some of these are wild. Angie on our Facebook page said, I have an aversion towards squirrels. If they're on the sidewalk, I will cross the street to avoid them and then cross back over. If they're in my yard, I'll wait until they go away to go outside. I am absolutely terrified of them.
Really?
Well,
Squirrels
because
are everywhere.
people look at them as big rats, you know.
Yeah,
They're very akin to the rat.
So cute, though. Mm-hmm. Michelle said, small children in an upscale restaurant. She said, I just hate being bothered by babies and small children. I will ask to be seated, to not be seated close to them. That's borderline. I mean, I get it. I mean, nobody wants a screaming kid in a restaurant, but an aversion to kids, I don't know. It's a little sad.
I like the rest of what she says. If I'm paying for a really nice meal that I probably shave my legs to just go eat there, I hate being bothered by babies and small children. I will ask not to be seated close to them. Man.
Yeah, I mean, that's brutal.
I get it.
Yeah, Rob, you get it, right? Yeah. Totally. Bobby Jean said, spicy food. Pain is just not a flavor. And that is it's not pleasant.
She makes a
Burns.
she does make a good point, and we've talked about this before. I like spice. I like spicy things. But when it's just like so hot it'll turn your guts inside out.
Yeah.
Well, what's the point of that? I want it to be spicy, not blistering hot.
Painful. Katie said plain milk. Just the smell, the taste, everything. It's like different. It's different with like cereal or in creams or coffee or anything. But just straight and plate up milk is disgusting. And the smell alone makes my stomach turn. And to think back as a kid in school with a hot lunch and nothing but milk makes my stomach turn.
I get that
stomach
one.
roll. Yeah.
That's how I am. I can't drink milk. Even as a baby, my mom said that I would like gag.
Yeah.
I can't drink. Or people, how they drink a cold glass of milk and just chug it.
It looks nice. I wish I liked it because in a glass, I think it looks very appetizing. But gosh, the flavor is just not it for me.
I can't.
TJ, did you just roll your eyes? Did you roll your eyes?
No.
Oh, okay.
Was that? Are we?
No, I
allowed
didn't.
to
I
dislike milk?
didn't.
I thought it.
I remember going to a sleepover at a kid's house. Maybe I was in 4th grade, and they had served an entire fish for kids. A fish that they had caught in their stock pond with the head still on it and milk. I mean, this is a sleepover.
It seems like an
Pizza rolls, French fries. I mean, Chick-fil-A. You served a whole fish and milk to kids. I never went back.
How old are you?
Maybe 4th grade.
You've told us that before, and I've always thought that's an odd. What are you in
weird-
4th grade? 10?
Yeah.
Like, interesting combination for a bunch of kids.
Weird family. I won't ever do it again. Alexis, do you have an aversion to anything like that?
I mean, the milk one, yeah.
TJ, you're good with everything all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
And beans.
go
I'm
with the
not
flow.
picky about things.
I don't like beans.
I have an aversion for pickles.
Do you really?
I hate them.
Yeah, but you're also really picky.
You have an aversion to lotion too, Rob, don't
No,
you?
I lotion up now. Quit throwing that back out there. I lotion now.
Lotioning, oiling. He's moisturized. Not an issue for him. Turns out something that we thought was great this entire time is looked at as old-fashioned. I think a lot of people are going to be insulted by this. We'll get to it coming up.
You're listening to the Ace and TJ Show. More show than you can get on the radio. This is Ace TJ 5G.
So I was watching a little bit of baseball over the weekend, which I don't do. I'm not a bit crazy baseball guy. My dad is, though. But I watched the game with the new pitch clock and stuff, and that was basically the main topic of conversation. It does speed up the game, and it makes it exciting.
Yeah, I like it. They've shaved half an hour off the first weekend's games on average.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
So they said it went from being like 3 hours and 6 minutes on average for the average game to like right about 2.5, just over 2.5 hours.
Yeah, they
And
were
how much
moving.
time is that in English?
2.5 hours.
Just a little bit. But the reason I bring it up is because I saw this video. Anthony Rendon used to play for the Nationals, I think, and now he's on the Angels. He confronted a fan.
Oh, we grabbed that guy by the shirt?
He says the fan called him the B word, but he reaches up into the stands, grabs this dude by the collar, and said, "You called me the B word?" And the guy's like, No, I didn't. He goes, "I heard you. You called me the B word," as they're walking off the field. And that dude looked terrified. And this is a grown man. He's probably in his 40s or 50s even. And he messed around and found out. I mean, that would not have been a fun experience, but...
And what's a grown man doing yelling at a player, calling him the B word?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Whether he's with the opposing team. So just calm down.
Yeah. But also, player
Calm
Anthony
down.
Rendon. Also,
Yeah.
you don't get to go up into the stand and grab the guy by the shirt, and then after he lets him go, takes like a little swing at him. It was kind of a crazy scene.
Both of
for
them
opening day.
Both of them need to calm down.
Chill out. But this video alone got 11 million views just on Twitter. But yeah, stop calling people the B word, especially an athlete. Because I mean, those guys that sit courtside and start talking to the NBA players. I mean, you forgot what happened in the Malice at the Palace, right, in Detroit?
Yeah.
I mean, people get awfully mouthy down there. You pay a lot of money for a seat, and then you just start talking crap about people. I'm surprised there aren't more fights.
Yeah, because people think that that's part of the game now. You sit and talk trash and say whatever you want to say about your opponents, the from the stands, from whatever. Sportsmanship's gone.
That's great. Is that what? Is that the problem?
It's a lack of sportsmanship. It's a lack of civility within the fans in the stands. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just calm down. Cheer on your team. You don't have to prove how tough you are by yelling bad things at the other team.
Yeah,
they all dumb.
All of them dumb.
Mm-hmm.
My dad goes to my niece's soccer games now, and she's 7. Yeah. I'm just waiting for him to get sent home or get arrested.
Ace TJ 5G.
Discussing lunch options. Give me a minute, okay?
Yeah, I was reading and I heard Regan say white bread, and I said yes.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking to me.
You are white bread. Mm-hmm. You white bread. So they're saying family dinners are old-fashioned now. I think that's so lame.
The family dinner is old-fashioned.
And they're trying to be like, we're not criticizing, but it is very old-fashioned. I think that's totally a criticism. Old-fashioned is never used in a way where it's complimentary.
I think unless you describe it with values, old-fashioned values.
Maybe
you say it like that, or made the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I guess
you took your time with it.
I don't know, but I see the researchers from where are they from? I know that that's not the way they mean it. You know, in a sort of charming, nostalgic kind of way. I know they're saying like that's very outdated. The way families are set up now. That blended families and new age young parents, it's just not really cool anymore. Right. It's old fashioned.
Yeah, it's probably more important now than ever before.
I think so, but they're saying that's old fashioned. But it turns out Gen Z wants more family dinners.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Compared to the story I saw, they wanted more of that.
They wanted more compared to millennials. I mean, the differences are slight, but Gen Z said they would like more family time, especially at the family dinner table. So, I mean, we had family dinner 5 nights a week, but my dad was on a schedule. He came home at the same time every single day, and he'd go up and he would come down and he'd smell like Irish Spring soap. And then we'd sit down and he wouldn't talk. He'd be on the edge of losing it because he'd be so angry about the day. And then, God forbid, he finds out one of his sons has gotten their eyebrows waxed for the first time at 17 years old. And he might, slam his fist down on the table. And then my brother will have to challenge him to a fist fight. I mean, but that to me, there's something kind of charming about that. It makes me long for those days where things were simpler.
And that almost sounds like it happened.
Yeah, I mean, it totally did. It totally did. But I don't know. I just didn't like the way they were talking about it being old-fashioned because I know they're being critical of it.
Bunch of Marxists.
Yeah, I mean, not cool.
Because that's one of the goals of the Marxist movement in America is to break apart the family.
Yeah.
And family traditions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. New ways to enjoy family dinner.
It just makes sense that you would want to have that time together as a family.
Yeah.
And not splintered apart with one person eating in one room, another person eating at another time in another room, and all that kind of stuff.
I would love to be able to do that. But my wife's table manners are atrocious. And none of the rest of us can eat with her.
So bad?
Yeah. She makes us sick while we're trying to eat. So we make her eat out on the porch.
I believe that.
From the Calotrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calotrin at acetj.com/weight loss.